Okay, call the meeting to order.
Charlie,
Here.
Joan, present, Abby.
Here.
There's a correction on page 2, the local law. It's supposed to be number 2, not number 4.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're gonna audit vouchers for a minute, so you guys can talk for a second.
Yeah, the number 28 is in the, yeah, the Russian 28. It's just driving, I was driving through Cato yesterday. They got a lot of new ones in there. But they have a lot of them. I mean, to show pretty fast, they found every problem. Yeah, some of them are getting, like, this is the banner, they're like, right around the corners, and I don't know if that's.
This
anything to do with this. Well, I don't know. Yeah, but it's not, I don't know if it's that, but I would have thought that is. Again, we only have. And you know, the rock work down. Yeah, yeah. Same water off last night. You can, that's the spider. He was saying there. Like Saturdays and sit out there, you know, seriously, they like the same balls for Christmas lights, so. That's good. You should have that in.
Maybe further there. Maybe one. I haven't seen them around.
Yeah.
And
And I'm.
give it a shot.
Yeah, you could have like this, he's.
Cause I saw them back at Tampa, and I told it was up there.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at shots and.
So he's the only glad.
Stuff like that, just fun.
So who's doing the talking to the actually before presentation?
Seems to be.
You are, you're gonna do it? Yeah, we're going. Okay. I'm interested. Yes, I'm gonna, same night as Rotary.
Oh, you're missing.
You know, Rotary meets twice a month. That's like way more than I want. Yes, it is. Yeah, I used to start it was once a month when I did it years ago, and now I'm freaking, they're having me twice a month, and it's like, I don't know.
Are you playing in golf today?
No, I'm gonna work it.
Oh,
And I'm still technically working competence side. And I haven't tried to swing a club, you know, if I had me for like not working in the designated club. Yeah, I don't even know if I can really swing.
oh,
Are you playing?
I haven't done that in a while either.
Okay.
You know, you might get this guy.
First one.
It's fun. I think we need to work at this.
Yeah.
thank you.
Are you on it? Yeah.
But you're
I
right.
haven't been, well, I used to be.
And,
Maybe I did lifetime here. First time I was there, I was just keeping.
No, but I didn't.
About a month or so. That's first.
Because she wants to start steady.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll find out when I'm watching that there.
And it was a family center. So I went there to the second. 6 of his one of these kids was a hero. Okay. I helped you, so I had a show. Yes, they just tell us, okay,
He's trophy on the cylinder. Also.
Yeah.
Oh, you should see it. I got a pound mowing the lawn. It got love going. My back swelled up. Please. It was one of those little tiny.
Jenny, why not? We can show you some around, so people have down under what age, like in the.
Yeah.
Yeah. And. Rainbow.
Oh, no.
You know.
But Randolph, yes.
Yeah, they're nasty. I'll get near them. They just swarm. Certain days it is.
So, well, we go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually take gas, or if I can find the hole, I take gas, pour it in, put a funnel in there, light it on fire. The tractor's flat, working you, so what LP gas tank for your grill. It's very, that's a flamethrower.
Yeah. And he
Just gotta be careful.
just tossed it in.
The root zone is. You don't use this.
Yeah.
She wasn't raised, but she had a hard time with them. Sure. The crowd, that's, is, he would say, when he keep your hair on.
Oh, no, mine, I haven't done it here.
That's right.
Exactly, hearing it cracking. That crackling sound is just a wonderful sound.
She grew old, I ever seen her. Oh, no, but I had. Right, yeah.
And he was at that. That can be good and bad.
Walking by.
Standing there. He said, yes. They go for a lot of money. He says, yes, you get that. Just hands up.
It's which they, actually was it about the president.
So I'm done right now, 6 of them each.
And
They're around us, yeah. Huge plans and. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
but he came up and.
He's up to the hill, put the optician in his house, and get a little. Long fence here.
No.
There's a scary, you know,
Using.
words, yes.
Okay.
Sure. Tommy was gonna have a sheet. Yeah, to get rid of some of the chickens. That's a chicken.
Is it the residential strength?
I don't know if it's been. And that agree, it's in the shop. This is, that's nice, yeah.
The cake table model or the other?
Yeah. That's, you know.
Some of them say, oh,
So did you better
Since he has one in the last evening of Texas.
I do. That's a throat for another in the queue. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just like. Far away from him.
No, he lives in fucking. Yeah. It's easy.
Well, that's.
It's funny.
Honestly.
That's right. If he puts up the nation,
Was that?
Just the legs.
I think I
I had two, layers I went with.
It's also one that I just. There's no reference.
Actually, you gotta tell me where she.
Right. Reduce the different. Oh, that's something. Okay. That means.
That's gonna be the.
We did it involved.
The guy, guy, one of them, Sunday, told me that I don't think we have to. I don't know if I know. Circular thing, which I really.
Yeah. I just. Yeah. I took
Starters.
Oh, I got a couple of words.
No, I didn't see it.
That's pretty good. We didn't know what the law was agreeing about. Yeah, we'll sway back, yes.
She's coming Sunday. Why is
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all the sand, salt, wash around.
Multiple ones. Because they turn. They have to get done together, but they. Oh, right. So that you're in two. Oh, okay, that, because I just. Yeah, I know that. But that's what I understand. Right.
Doesn't take this long to spend money at my house.
We're getting one. Doesn't seem to take this long in mine either. All right,
Sitting real close to heating down. The roads.
Skippy's here.
He's hiding.
How you doing, Skip? Good, you know? So far, so good. Good. You guys all caught up on your stone and rolling yet, or no? We got a little bit left to do.
All right, I'm gonna read the legal notice. Notice of public hearing, please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town board of the town of Sterling on August 18th, 2025 at 6:05 PM at the town office located at 1290 State Route 104A, Sterling, New York, 13156. Regarding Water District Number 2 project for the water infrastructure improvement and intermunicipal water infrastructure via grant funding. Any resident of the town of Sterling is entitled to be heard at such public hearing. Copies of said proposed local law are available for review at 1290 State Route 104A, Sterling, New York, by order of the town board of the town of Sterling dated July 21st, 2025, Tony Crown Shield, Sterling Town Clerk. Can I get a resolution to open a public hearing on Water District 2 project for water infrastructure improvement and intermunicipal water infrastructure grant funding?
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, so you.
Charlie,
Yes.
Joan,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes. Okay. Privilege of the floor? Okay. Department reports, we'll start off with Susie.
Okay, received a request for information about the Harrison family and also Graham's Restaurant in Fairhaven. 25th of July, I was requested to give out information as to what a chattel mortgage is, which I did. This person's ancestor was the guarantee in a chattel mortgage. The town used to hold them. They were legal documents. Elizabeth Battinger asked for information about fair celebrations in Sterling from Benny Van's Big Show, owned by Benny Van or Linda, and there's no information, although I could see where he'd been around at the Jefferson County Fair, Oswego County Fair, and other points. But apparently this small area never hosted this show. I went to a picnic in Conquest 2 days ago on the 14th, and the result of our discussion was that members of historical societies boards are going to be invited to a workshop for nonprofit boards. And this resulted from some lawsuits. Maybe Lee can help me out with that. Lawsuits between board members and the president of the board, or the board and the township. So we wish to be prepared and make sure that our bylaws are suitable, so we're not involved in lawsuits.
May I ask, are you a 501c3?
Yes,
I thought that.
yes, but I guess certain language and bylaws. And then say you have a required meeting at the end of the year or something, and it's not done. Those kinds of things can bring lawsuits, and we want to avoid anything like that.
Right.
And that's it.
Lee?
Yes, the next speaker is, August 26th at 7 o'clock. It's gonna be Susie Parsons talking about Pimco, pet food, something like that. But we have a sign in the building doing this, got that in, but she's gonna be speaking about that. And our new ornament is out, that's the Coal Trestle in North Fairhaven. And that's, we just got them, they're up for sale now, they're $20 a piece.
Can I say something about the report? My name is John Duda and I live here on Route 38. And many of you know me because I write about local history and, I also promote the Historical Society and their meetings. And I do that because I wanna, promote a sense of community usually, but not this time. This time the topic is really interesting and we have a great speaker, Susie, and you really should go to this one because it's not for community or whatever, it's for you. It's a great topic and we have a great speaker, so everyone's welcome to come. It's right here, right next door in the Little Red Schoolhouse, and Susie will be talking for the Historical Society.
Absolutely.
That means I can come.
That's okay.
They won't have ice cream though.
Yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't have either.
Alright, committee reports, I have no update on short-term rentals currently.
Right, so that means it's still with our attorney.
Yeah.
We need to review
Yeah.
that.
He's been a little busy this past couple months.
Okay.
Public water, I actually have a special guest to give the update tonight. I have Mike Jantz from C2AE, who's the project manager handling, C2AE is the engineering firm handling, Water District 2, so I'm gonna turn the floor to Mike to.
Yeah, thank you. Just here tonight to give updates on the project and hopefully be able to answer questions that may or may not come up. This has been a long ongoing project. It started back in 2019, pre-COVID. And for various reasons, going through the COVID process, a lot of moving parts and things have changed, both on the engineering, construction, and regulatory side. So the stage we are at right now is that we did go out for bid. And as anticipated, the bid numbers came back higher than what the amount of funds that were earmarked for this project were secured from the federal and state government. And just to give you a little bit of background on securing funds from the federal and state government, each year, the federal government as well as the state government establish budgets, just like local governments. And they say, okay, this year, we're gonna set aside $100 million for water projects. 200 people submit applications for that $100 million. And that total number of dollars for those 200 people may be 400 million. The federal government, the state government then goes through all the applications and ranks them. The ones that are in most need, highest, get the funds. And so in this particular case, the town was successful. In 2019, we get the funds. Then, during the process, obviously COVID hit and the construction costs went up. The way that process works is during the time that you are in the design phase and the planning phase, if you go back and tell the federal government or the state government that you need more money, they'll say, well, if you're gonna do that, we're gonna want you to de-obligate everything we've given you back in 2019. That includes grants, as well as loans at a specific interest rate. So they suggest that you go through the bidding process, get bids from contractors, then at that time, you get priority in terms of finding the additional funds to cover the difference. The unfortunate part about that, there's no guarantee that those additional funds will come in grant or loan. And so at that stage, it becomes more of an affordability equation, whether, the project per homeowner is affordable. Obviously, when these bids came in, it was determined that this is unaffordable the way these came in. So the town had been progressive. They submitted at the end of July here, a community development block grant for a total of $2 million. And by September 12th of this year, we're going to submit another grant through the state called a WIA grant. Both of these grants, the town will be notified if they're an awardee sometime between November 15th to December 15th. At that time, then we'll go back through and do another affordability calculation. Say, did we get $2 million? Is it affordable? Did we get $5 million? Is it affordable? And go through that process, see if it is a doable project or not. So in reality, it really isn't going to be known if this project is doable under the current way it is been established until probably the middle of December. And so that's the way we are. That's just sort of the way the bureaucracy works and the way things have to be done. It's unfortunate. This, like several other communities, got caught up in the whole COVID and the increase in construction, well, increase in every prices, but construction, specifically increased quite drastically over those years and stuff. So that's a quick overview of sort of where we're at. So under the ideal situation, if it does come back affordable, it's possible that you could see pipe going in the ground sometime next spring, April-ish. If it's not determined affordable, there's other options that the town can take a look at that are somewhat too many now to really get into a whole lot of details. So that being said, I'll open up for questions that might be arranged.
How long are the bids that have been received, how long are they valid?
So most typical projects, and this was one of those, 60 days and stuff. We have in recent bid, not for, Sterling, been asking for 90 days. That's largely because those projects weren't as far along in the design. We wanted to get Sterling's out quickly because there's the potential that the federal government says, oh, by the way, we have this extra money we can give you and take care of that. These other projects, we are extending them such that, the bids will be good until those communities know if they're gonna get any additional grant money as well. Yes.
I have a question.
Sure.
And that is, you mentioned if it's determined to be affordable.
Yes.
Who would make that determination?
Well, we'll start off, obviously, we'd probably be discussing that with the board,
Okay,
and then ultimately, it would have to go out to voters.
And it's also controlled by the state comptroller.
Yes, so it is, so, you know, if it's the state controller, for towns and counties. Every year establish a threshold that, they can deem allowable, for water service, sewer service. Every year that changes, so in this particular case, you know, because we're not gonna know so late. We'd have to take a look at what 2026 is, and they actually published that, I think, on the 2nd of January. This year, that number is $1,101 per EDU. And so, you know, if it exceeds that, and say it exceeds it maybe by $100, we submit that in, and the controller probably said, okay, good, fine. If you guys say, no, these guys want water, and this is just a what if, so don't quote me on this. But we're willing to pay $2,000 a year for that. The comptroller may come back and say, hey, hang on, wait a minute here. I wanna look at this a little bit more.
okay, and if it's put out to vote, is that permissive referendum or mandatory?
So that would be an actual mandatory, they would come up. So what, you know, you're sort of doing tonight with the, bond, it's a placeholder
Right,
to allow for the funding.
right,
Once we come back, if that number is higher than what you actually already have in, we'll have to go through that whole process again of a vote.
So as time goes by. This has been going on, for me anyway, quite a while to get this project done. Cars, milk, anything you get is not getting any cheaper.
Correct.
So inflation is just gonna keep going higher and higher, so it's just, this could drag on for a long time if we
Well,
piecemeal it like this.
but in fairness, one thing we did, and this was actually Mike that did this. We put a 35% contingency in there, so that we're a little above where we're expecting with the community.
Yeah, so what the number you're voting on now, is 35% higher than, what, we're anticipating the bids to come in. And that's for the sole purpose of, then when the bids come in, you don't have to go back and do this again. You actually will do the vote on, and that's only if, and I don't remember what the voted one was like, close to $900-some per year.
Yeah, 924 or something.
So if it comes back and the affordability is less than 924, you're good, you're done, you don't have to do anything, you just move forward. If it's over that 924, then you gotta go back to the people and say, are you guys okay with this?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If this project doesn't get funded, or fails to get funded, who's responsible for all the money that's been spent on this project?
So that's the unfortunate part about these projects that got caught up in the COVID. Is obviously the town's got resources in the paying for the design and where we're at right now. Those debt obligations are still out there. That's why the federal and the state government are more aggressive in trying to find and prioritize, you know, communities that are in that situation to get the funding. So it doesn't look good to the federal government nor the state government to have situations like that. They want to see the projects go. Now, you know, if for whatever reason it still doesn't work out, you know, it's not like the project and what's been done presently couldn't be used for a future project that may be a different size district. So it's not like it's been wasted, it's just, hey, now we gotta take a look. And the theory behind that is, you know, if you increase the number of people in a district, you know, obviously it does influence what each person pays compared to capital costs. So those type of,
So that's not gonna fall back on people in that district to pay for that,
so possibly it could be, yes.
that's not what you're.
No, no, and that's why I said, that's why the federal government understands that, and the state government understands that, and, you know, it's just one of those unfortunate situations that, hey, you know, who was to predict that, you know, things are gonna double in price, you know, from 2020, 2019. I mean, it can be a lot of finger pointing, but it is what it is, and, you know, we're being proactive and trying to go after grants and other stuff that, you know, hadn't previously gone after because the numbers were all online.
Well, let's hope.
The bottom line, Lee, is if we don't go after it, then it would fall on the people in the district.
Yeah.
So we're doing our best to go after the money now and be proactive and take care of this and resolve it. So that it doesn't fall on the taxpayer.
Let's hope that happens.
Well, and that's exactly why we're going after it this way.
Good.
I mean, we're being proactive, we're doing our best.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's not a good situation, I also, and, but, you know, everything that's available to town, they're pursuing.
Good.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Frank.
Yeah, good. So there's a big crowd there at the concert?
There was 68,000 people.
Yeah, I got a video.
Was that the one your granddaughter?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, okay, we'll start right off. We had, our picnic there this month, as you saw, we had all the dear weather we sent. 76 people there, plus we had, you were there. Jonathan was there and Brian was there. And I appreciate that. It was very nice. You guys to show up. And let's see, we got 2 more trips coming up. One, I'm going to Clayton in September and then back at Lake in October. And so,
Where'd you guys go last week?
where we go, we went to Attica, the Arcade Attica train ride.
And you got out?
Yeah, well, there was some debate going on,
Okay,
but I did happen to know somebody in there,
okay,
and they did let me out.
okay.
It was close, it was close, it's very close.
Trade some cigarettes.
Yeah, and some other stuff. And then, we got this, senior fair coming up, and I keep pushing it, because it's gonna be really good. It always is. But, we'll give you that, and then this is the GoGo update. Still nothing in northern Cuyahoga County on that, but there's that fair, you've been invited to that.
Yeah, I have it on my calendar.
Yeah, okay. But, all kinds of information on that. And that's about it, except for my public service announcement. There's no game tonight. Will be tomorrow night at Tampa. And they had a very good weekend. The Yankees did, very good. Proud of them. Good game. I tried to text you a little bit, and I thought that you were there, I said, I'll cut that short.
Yeah, that was all right.
Okay, that's it for now.
All right,
And thank
thanks.
you again for what you do for
No problem.
Thank you.
Kathy, you got any updates on the banner project?
Number 28 is in being approved. Kind of slowed down a bit. But, DPW Skippy, thank you. And, all of everyone that works with him in Fairhaven, they've all been doing really good about getting them on. The summer's leaving, pretty soon they're gonna be taking them all down.
Right. Good response so far, though?
Yeah, it's been a good response, and you don't have to. But a lot of the Fairhaven's taking them down, because they're in the same pole with the Christmas lights.
We'll take it.
I figured that, I figured you were really just coming through.
Probably would help with the weather. and
Yeah.
everything.
That's job security.
Yeah, is that?
it gives them a real good.
All right, can I get a motion to accept the minutes from July 21st, 2025?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Joan?
Yes,
Andy?
Yes. Motion to accept the supervisor's report?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Charlie?
Yes.
Joan?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes. Okay, correspondence, the only thing I wanna bring up, just so the board is aware, if you look at the letter from New York AOT, the dues went up a little bit this year. Just so you're all aware. New business. We'll be getting to this in the resolutions, but. We have been contacted by New York State DOT. They will be here.
Number 16.
September 16th, to. Discuss, the, removal and, replacement of the bridge down here on the corner. They call it the Sterling Creek Bridge, and they're gonna do it in 2027. And they're also gonna remove and replace the Sterling Valley Bridge at the same time. In 2027. So they'll be here with plans and diagrams and everything. I got an email this morning from the project manager, and the dates that they are targeting are April of 2027 through November of 2028. So, and as you know, that's gonna cause a lot of traffic diversion, etc. But they will be here at the town hall from 4 to 7 on the 16th of September to answer questions for the public.
Could you repeat those dates that are projected?
April 2027 to November of 2028.
Thank you.
Will there be a notice in the
Yes,
newspaper?
we have a resolution regarding this. Yes.
Will they be making it wider?
Yes. When I got I don't know if this is what they're bringing to the meeting, but I did get an outline today. Of a diagram, and I'm not a engineer, so I didn't really. Okay, I wasn't able to really read it. One of my big concerns is making sure that they have a walkway on this bridge. I don't see it in that diagram. Now, the engineer I talked to said absolutely, but I don't see it. So that's one thing. I'll be here at that meeting. And be stressing that we need a walkway there. And I would encourage everybody else that comes to that to stress that as well. Because it's been extremely dangerous. I mean, everybody knows I live right here, and you know, my kids go across that bridge, I go across that bridge, they've had that blocked off for 2 years now, 3 years now. The sidewalk, and it's extremely dangerous, and I hate that we're even waiting until 2027 to do this, but. We're at least moving forward, we have a date, and we can start talking to people now.
This is like deja vu, going back umpteen years, where I'm like, oh yeah, we were all excited, DOT checked out the bridge, what they were gonna do, and nothing happened. So are you pretty optimistic
I
from
mean,
the
they have-
conversations? Okay.
They have diagrams, plans,
Right.
they're
Right.
having a public hearing,
Right.
so.
Okay,
They asked to come here to have a public
Right.
hearing.
okay, that's very, very encouraging.
Maybe we can get Mrs. Whitney's store back before.
I used to go there all the time.
Ice cream sandwich.
Right, there you go.
Okay, now we'll get into the resolutions. It's at 10.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's right, so. And. Yes. If somebody from last.
Yeah, but this, okay.
10 and 11.
Oh, I see, okay, 11, all right, not. Yeah, Okay,
Everything,
yeah, when we get to 10 and 11, you guys are gonna listen to me for a little while.
sorry.
All right, can I get a resolution to pay the audited vouchers?
I'll make that motion.
Charlie,
Yes.
Joan,
Yes.
Andy.
Yes. Resolution to close public hearing on Water District 2 project for the water infrastructure improvement and municipal water infrastructure grants funding.
Can I just, can we ask the audience if there's anyone that wanted to address that? Issue,
did.
that topic?
I did when I opened the public
Yeah.
hearing.
Any last minute? No. Okay,
Then I'll make that motion to vote.
second,
Charlie,
Yes.
Joan,
yes.
Andy.
Yes. Resolution to change the September regular meeting to September 22nd at 6 p.m. and authorize the town clerk to advertise for such meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Well, second.
Charlie,
Yeah.
Joan,
Yes.
Andy.
Yes. Resolution to hold a public hearing on local law number 2 to override the tax levy for 2025 on September 22nd, 2025 at 6:05 p.m. and authorize the town clerk to advertise for such hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Well, second that.
Charlie,
Yeah.
Joan,
Yes.
Andy.
Yes. Resolution for cleanup day, October 4th, 2025, from 8 AM to 12 PM and authorize the town clerk to advertise for such cleanup day.
You make that motion?
Second,
Is there gonna be a list out to the public that says, do not bring?
Yeah, do the same as we are.
Well, I figured you did.
Charlie,
Yes.
Joan,
yes.
Andy.
Yes. Resolution to abolish the real property appraiser estimator trainee part-time position of the town.
Didn't even know there was such a thing.
Exactly.
Right, okay, I was gonna say,
No, it hasn't been on the books since what, 2004 or something
right,
like that,
okay.
so.
I'll make
I
that
just need to
motion.
live for long week for love it.
Yeah.
Second it.
Charlie,
Yes.
Joan,
Yes.
Andy.
Yes. Resolution number 7, authorize the New York State DOT to hold an open forum for the Sterling Creek Bridge and the Sterling Valley Bridge on September 16th from 4 to 7 PM and authorize the town clerk to advertise for such forum.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Charlie,
Yes.
Joan,
Yes.
Andy.
Yes. Resolution to authorize the supervisors sign the scat van service agreement.
And make that motion. Is there a lot of people that actually use that though? I guess.
We have quite a few.
All right, it's not just being utilized, that's good. Doesn't have that information. Make that motion.
We can get numbers, we have numbers.
It's okay. A good service for people who can't get to medical needs and stuff.
So Charlie made the motion.
Second,
Charlie,
Yes.
Joan,
yes.
Andy.
Yes. All right, resolution number 9, be resolved that the town board of the town of Sterling hereby establishes the following as a standard workday for elected and appointed officials for the purpose of determining days worked reportable to the New York State and local employee retirement system based on the record of activities maintained and submitted by these officials to the clerk of this body.
That's why they do that. They say yes. Make that motion.
I'll second, but elected officials, so can you just fill me in? It's been,
Elected official would have been like, Lisa was elected official.
Right.
I had.
okay,
That's why she's not listed.
Yeah,
Okay.
I sit down here because I'm planning on.
right, okay,
Charlie,
Yes.
Joe,
yes.
Andy,
Yes. Okay. Resolution number 10, this was, written by Kevin. I know we passed one last meeting, but this is what Kevin wants in the minutes. Town Board of the Town of Sterling purchase mill pond for a public purpose. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Sterling recognizes the need to acquire real property for a public purpose of recreational kayaking and canoeing activities, and whereas pursuant to New York Town law, the town board is authorized to acquire real property by purchase, gift, or other means for any public purchase, either within or outside the town boundaries as deemed necessary for the benefit of the town and the residents and its residents, and whereas the acquisition of such property is consistent with the public interest and will serve the needs of the community by providing or improving recreational opportunities, and whereas the purchase of the property is a type 2 action under SECRA, and therefore it will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and it is exempt from SECRA review, and whereas the town board acknowledges that in accordance with New York town law, the adoption of this resolution is subject to permissive referendum as required for certain actions involving the acquisition of real property. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, the town of Sterling as follows. The town board hereby authorizes the purchase of property located at State Route 104, tax ID number 16.00-3-19 for the purpose of public recreational use. Number 2, the town board directs that the purchase price of the property shall not exceed $20,000, subject to the terms and conditions deemed appropriate by the town board. Number 3, the town supervisor or such other designated official is hereby authorized to execute all necessary documents and take all necessary actions to effectuate the purchase of the property, including but not limited to entering into a purchase agreement and obtaining any required approvals. Or the resolution shall be subject to a permissive referendum in accordance with New York town law. And the town clerk is directed to publish and post a notice of the adoption of this resolution as required by law. Number 5, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon compliance with all applicable legal requirements, including the expiration of the permissive referendum period or approval by referendum of if one is required. Dated August 18th, 2025, by order of the town board of the town of Sterling.
Okay, I have a question. So good. Where's public gonna have access to it? Is it just being around there? I know there's a trail over the bridge, but
So it's all overgrown right now, but there's an access point and a parking spot right in front as you pull off on Nichols Road. It's just all overgrown. It hasn't been taken care of, but it's a flat piece of land. It's long enough that you can put like a parking lot there.
so if we. Put in a parking area, is the town liable for the parking lot? Or is having enough room to get a vehicle off with kayaks down, unload and throw? And
Just kayaks, yeah, but that's why it's
Enough
just
motorized.
no motorized, and it's not deep enough for motorized. And it's a in and out,
I don't think this idea, there's no, got all the T's and.
yeah, just the
Yeah.
parking lot is all the town is liable.
If you have plans for it,
The money would come from Fund A.
It's coming out of the ARPA. which is our last year to use the ARPA.
And how long is the legal period for that it's subject to permissive referendum, and that term is
30 days.
is it 30?
They went through the whole thing at home. My biggest concern that I didn't see in there was fishing.
Oh, that'll be allowed.
Okay, I didn't see it.
That's part,
And the whole
I might have forgotten to put that in here, but fishing is absolutely, yeah, that's one of the.
I hope the kids.
Oh, no, that's one of the biggest. I can't believe I forgot to put it in here. Yes, absolutely.
May have, yeah, breeze through it quick.
No, fishing is absolutely, that's one of the biggest.
So I'll make that motion, did I ever, did we ever choose?
Thank you.
No, no.
Okay.
That's that, yeah.
Charlie,
Yes.
Joan,
Yes.
Andy.
Yes. Okay, you take the drink. I must- Last chance.
I don't.
Good choice. No. All right, number 11. Extract of minutes of meeting of the town board adopting supplemental bond resolution. Supplemental bond resolution of the town board of the town of Sterling, authorizing the issuance of not to exceed an additional $8,116,525 aggregate principal amount of serial general obligation bonds to finance the construction and installation of a water supply and distribution system for the town of Sterling, Water District Number 2, at an estimated maximum cost of $13,447,525. Levy of tax in an annual installments and payment thereof, the expenditure of such sum for the such purpose, and determining other matters in connection therewith. Whereas pursuant to proceedings heretofore had and taken in accordance with the provisions of Article 12-A of the town board of the town of Sterling, Cuyahoga County, New York, established Water District 2, and whereas a regular meeting of the town board held May 20th, 2019, the town board as lead agency adopted a resolution determining that the purpose is a type 1 action under the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act and the regulations adopted pursuant thereto by the Department of Environmental Conservation of the state of New York, and further determined that the purpose will not have a significant effect on the environment, and that a negative declaration is issued for the purpose. And whereas at a regular meeting of the town board held on November 23rd, 2020, the town board adopted a resolution, authorized a certain project for the district, including the construction and installation of a water distribution system for Water District Number 2, including but not limited to the installation of water mains, meter pits, remote read meters, and service lines to the curb box, valves, fire hydrants, water services, and apparatuses. The acquisition of rights and land, the acquisition of equipment, machinery, and apparatus, and the payment of costs incidental thereto at a maximum estimated cost of $5,331,000 to be financed by the issuance of bonds and or bond anticipation notes in a principal amount not to exceed $5,331,000 and available grants. And whereas it is now desired to authorize additional financing of the improvements for such district. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town, favorable vote of not less than 2/3 of all members, as follows. Section 1, the class of objects or purposes to be financed pursuant to the prior bond resolution, and this resolution is construction and installation of a water distribution system for Water District Number 2 including but not limited to the installation of water mains, meter pits, remote read meters and service lines to the curb box, valves, fire hydrants, water services and apparatuses. The acquisition of rights in land, the acquisition of equipment, machinery or apparatus. In the payment of costs incidental thereto. As more fully set forth in a revised map, plan and report at a revised maximum estimated cost of $13,447,525 is hereby approved. Section 2, the town is hereby authorized to issue its serial general obligation bonds in aggregate principal amount of an additional not to exceed $8,116,525. I'm glad you guys are all following along. Pursuant to the local finance law of New York, in order to finance the class of objects or purposes described herein. Section 3, it is hereby determined and declared that A, maximum cost of the purpose as estimated by the town board is $13,447,525. B, $5,331,000 has previously authorized by the town board to be applied to the payment of the cost of the purpose. And C, the town plans to finance the costs of the purpose entirely from funds raised by the issuance of bonds and bond anticipation notes issued pursuant to the prior bond resolution. Bonds and bond anticipation notes hereinafter referred to and one or more available grants. Section 4, it is hereby determined that the purpose is one of the class of objects or purposes described in paragraph 1 of section 11.00 of local finance law, and the period of probable usefulness of the purpose is 40 years. The proposed maturity of the bonds authorized herein will be in excess of 5 years. Section 5, subject to the provisions of the local finance law, the power to authorize the issuance of and to sell bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the sale of bonds, including the renewals of such notes, is hereby delegated to the town, to the supervisor of the town, the chief fiscal officer. Section 6, the power to further authorize the issuance of bonds and bond anticipation notes and to prescribe the terms, form, and contents of the bonds and bond anticipation notes, including the consolidation with other issues, subject to the provisions of its resolution and the local finance law, and to sell and deliver the bonds and bond anticipation notes is hereby delegated to the supervisor of the town. The supervisor of the town is hereby authorized to sign, and the town clerk is hereby authorized to attest any bonds and bond anticipation notes issued pursuant to this resolution, and to affix to such bonds and bond anticipation notes the corporate seal of the town. Section 7. The faith and credit of the town of Sterling, New York are hereby irrevocably pledged for the payment of the principal of and interest of such bonds and bond anticipation notes as the same respectively become due and payable. An annual appropriation shall be made in each year sufficient to pay the principal of and interest on such obligations becoming due and payable in such year, to the extent the necessary funds are not provided from other sources. There shall be levied annually on all taxable real property in the town a tax sufficient to pay the principal of and interest on such obligations as the town become due and payable, to the extent the necessary funds are not provided from other sources. Section 8. This resolution shall constitute the declaration of the town's official intent to reimburse its expenditures authorized by section 1 with proceeds of the bonds and notes as required by the United States Treasury Regulations, section 1.150-2. The town shall not reimburse itself from the proceeds of the bonds or notes for any expenditures paid more than 60 days prior to the date hereof, unless specifically authorized by section 1.150-2 of the Treasury Regulations. Section 9. This resolution or a summary hereof shall be published by the town clerk together with a notice in substantially the form prescribed by section 81.00 of said local finance law. And such publication shall be in each official newspaper of the town. The validity of the bonds or of any bond anticipation notes issued in anticipation of the sale of the bonds may be contested only if such obligations are authorized or for an object or purpose for which the town is not authorized to expend money, or the provisions of the law which should be complied with at the date of publication of this resolution are not substantially complied with. And an action, suit, or proceeding contesting such validity is commenced within 20 days after the date of such publication, or if said obligations are authorized in violation of the provisions of the Constitution. Section 10. The firm of Barclay Damon LLP is hereby appointed bond counsel of the town in connection with the bonds and notes herein authorized. Section 11. This resolution shall take effect immediately, provided, however, that no bond anticipation note or bonds shall be issued pursuant to this bond resolution prior to the completion of the proceedings for the increase of improvements of Water District 2. In the town, that the revised maximum estimated cost and the subsequent ratification and confirmation by readoption thereafter by the town board. The prior bond resolution is not superseded hereby and remains in full force and effect. The question of the adoption of the foregoing resolution was duly put to vote on a roll call, which resulted as follows. Charlie? We're supposed to do the roll call.
Oh, sorry, Charlie,
Here.
Joe,
Aye.
Present. You know, I have some questions. I want clarification here. Just, so this is for Water District 2, am I correct? Okay, so I just need a little refresher on this. So we're borrowing the money but it's Water District 2 that ultimately would be responsible for the payment. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay,
and this is just to increase the current bond. Our current bond is not sufficient
correct,
for the project.
correct.
So this is all the same wording and everything that we had originally.
right.
It's just increasing the amount.
Correct. Right, yeah, I got that, but it's been a while, so I just wanted to make sure that,
Yeah, it's all within the district.
right,
When we get to the part that says the prior bond resolution is not superseded, hereby it remains in full force effect. We already have bond.
We already have about, this is increasing the amount of bond.
Yeah.
So if you voted nay,
Right.
then we would have to keep on with our current bond.
Good.
So this is it's just increasing the current bond. So.
Let's see, yes.
Okay.
I, yes.
maybe,
Aye.
There's a P form for the law.
Okay.
Yes, and street release. That's around the 60%.
All right, so now I need a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion. Anybody else in the audience? Before we adjourn the meeting?
I have a question.
Sure.
It says 2/3 of the board. We only have 60%.
It's another two. Too short. To be a full river. It's a good point.
It's on my mind though. You know what?
Yep. Definitely true.
Oh, that means you might have to read it again.
I think the people that weren't here should read it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a point, so you can't pass it.
Good catch.
Alright, so let's make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, could there be a special meeting
Um,
with more, board members?
No, we'll just,
Good catch.
Yeah, I know, but,
There's people that are good with
it's
that.
on my mind
You just wanna.
about lawsuits, so.
What happened?
so we'll have to put this on the agenda for next month.
Gotta make sure everybody's here. Right.
We'll take them to the chairs.
They both are on vacation at the same time, nothing I
Yeah.
should about that.
Summertime is vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you like?
Yeah, but you didn't have to read it.
Yeah. You could have brought that up before.
Just saying, just saying.
Yeah.
I was listening to you, so I